Bhagwad Gita, chapter 2, sloka 54. Siddhant, we will chant sloka 54.
Yes, Mata.
Arjun Uvacha
Arjun Uvacha
Stitha Pragyasya
Sita Pragyasya
Ka Bhasha
Abhasha
Samadhisthasya
Samadhistasya
Keshava
Keshava
Stitadhi
Sitadi
Kim Prabhasheta
Kim Prabhasheta
Kimasita
Himasita
Vrajeta Kim.
Rajeta Kim
Sloka 55. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Prajahati
Rajahati
Yada Kaman
Yada Kaman
Sarvan Partha
Sarvam Partha
Manogatan
Manogatan
Atmanye
Atmanye
Vatmana Tushta
Atmana Tushta
Stita Pragyasya
Stita Pragyasya
Tadochyate.
Tadochyate.
Thank you. So, Shloka 54, Arjun Uvacha, Arjun said, Stitha Pragyasya, one with steady intellect, Ka, which, Bhasa, talk, Samadhisthya, situated in divine consciousness, Keshava is another name of Sri Krishna ji, meaning the killer of the Keshi demon, Stitadhi, enlightened person, Kim, what, Prabhasita, talks, Kim, how, Astita, sits, Vrajate, walks, Kim, how. So now here, out of curiosity, Arjun is asking to Sri Krishna ji, and he is calling as O Keshav, what is the disposition of the one who is situated in the divine consciousness? How does an enlightened person talk? How does he sit? How does he walk? So Arjun is asking, so how does that person who has attained Anand, or whose mind is stable, is going to meet ultimate God, how he reacts? So now, till now Arjun was listening to the Supreme Lord. Now he got the curiosity and he wants to know that the way Sri Krishna ji is telling to be in that path. So if a devotee is in that path, if a person is in that path, how does that person look like? How that devotee sit, how that devotee walk, you know? and and the devotee who has attained the state of Anand. So what is the state of Anand? State of Anand is that you are happy without any reason. Generally, humans are happy after getting something, you know, like we are adults. So we will be happy if we get something material thing, you know, like we are ladies. So we are happy with jewelry, good clothes. And for students, if they if their exams get postponed and if their exams get cancelled or they get some gift. So generally all the human beings are happy with some material things in their life. But a devotee who has attained a state of Anand, which is that there is nothing new in the life. The same life is going on in the same track. The devotee has not got any gift, neither nothing has come into his life, but still he is in the Anand state. That is satisfied, happy, smile in the face, no worries. He is not in the state of tension, what will happen tomorrow. He is in the Anand state. He is in the divine consciousness of Supreme Lord, chanting the shlokas, remembering Supreme Lord, and he is very calm. Anand is what? Anand, if we see in the, if we see translate in English, it is happiness. Anand means happiness. So Sri Krishna ji is telling to get that state of Anand state where you didn't got anything. There is no good news, you didn't got any gift, you didn't went for shopping, nothing. Still you are very happy with what you have. And while chanting the Sri Krishna ji shlokas and remembering them. So Arjun is asking, how does that person looks like? What is the position of that person? How he walks, how he sits. The person who is going to attain the ultimate God, Sri Krishna ji, है ना? Whose soul is going to meet the soul of Sri Krishna ji. So this is what Arjun is asking to the Supreme Lord. Nandi ma'am.
Um, so here, Arjuna is asking to Lord Shri Krishna that he wanted to know that how will be the person who is already in the divine consciousness, who have achieved that state of Anand, who is in the neutral state and who is in divine consciousness. How will the person sit? How will the person walk? And how will be the person? Is what Arjuna is asking to Krishna.
Thank you. Anjali ma'am.
Okay, in this sloka, Arjuna is asking to Sri Krishna to explain him like how the what is the characteristics of divine consciousness person, what how the person will be, how he talks, how he sits, how he walks, and how he achieve the happiness of without any expectations, how we can be happy without expecting anything.
Thank you ma'am. Siddhant.
Next time. So here, Lord Shri Krishna is saying that the people who have attained Anand, how they attain that high level. He's explaining how he's going to explain how they've got into this path without any like big material happiness, without like they do have happiness, but without any distractions, without any material distractions, and just focus.
Thank you. Now Shloka 55. Shloka 55 is among the one of the important shlokas. The, the topic is cutting off desires. So here Sri Krishna ji is replying to Arjun's query. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Lord said, Prajahati, discard or to give up, yada, when, kaman, selfish desires, sarvan, all, partha is another name of Arjun, meaning the son of Pritha, managatan of the mind, atmani of the self, eva only, atmana by the purified mind, tushta satisfied, sthita prajana one with steady intellect, tada at that time uchyate is said. So now Sri Krishna ji has said, O Partha, when one discards or give up all selfish desires and cravings of the senses that troubles the mind and becomes satisfied in the realization of the self, such a person is said to be established in the steady wisdom. So Sri Krishna ji is saying that a person, yeah, when we are in the path of divine consciousness, we have to train ourselves, you know, that we think less of our own selfish desires. We try to control the senses. So senses, why to control the senses? Because it troubles the mind a lot. Mind is the key machine of the whole body. You know, mind send all the signals to all the senses on the body parts what they have to do. So what senses does? It keep on troubling the mind, distracting the mind. You know, we have five senses. So that senses are very dangerous. The senses are never satisfied. They keep on wanting more and more, and they keep troubling the mind. So Sri Krishna ji has said that cravings of the senses which troubles the mind. You know, he has used that word. So we need such a devotee Shri Krishna ji is saying such a devotee, what such devotee does. Such devotee cuts or discards all the selfish desires. We have so many desires, you know. It is very common. All the human beings will think of one own self. It's very obvious. But if you want to get moksha or if you want to attain the ultimate supreme, then that devotee has to cut or discard or give up all his selfish desires, and the devotee has to control the cravings of the senses so that the mind is not troubled, and be satisfied in realizing the self. Self is what? Self is the soul which is inside us. So, that devotee, what the devotee has to do? The devotee has to realize the soul. Can we realize the soul? No. We are still in the material world. It takes lot of practice. It takes lot of dedication, devotion, conviction to realize the soul. So for that, one have to train himself or herself by following all these footsteps. So that devotee is satisfied in realizing the soul. So such a person is said to be established in the steady wisdom. So realizing the soul is very tough. So for that, Sri Krishna ji is showing us different ways how we can realize. So self is what? Soul. And soul is what? Soul is a small fragment of Sri Krishna ji. So it is His which is inside us. That is why the body is alive. And Supreme Lord says that you should realize me, you should feel me inside you. When a devotee is successful in doing that, then the devotee attains Supreme Lord in this life itself, and he will get the moksha for sure. Okay? Siddhant, would you like to explain?
Yes, please. So here Lord Shri Krishna is saying that to attain the moksha and to be a true devotee of Lord Shri Krishna, you need to stop this desires of the senses, and you need to stop the desire and want needs for material happinesses and material needs. All you need to focus on is Lord Shri Krishna to be on the path of moksha and attain and going to Lord Shri Krishna's abode.
Thank you. Anjali ma'am.
Okay, here Sri Krishna is telling to Arjuna that the person who gives all his self desires and selfishness who will leave all his um, materialistic happiness and keeps himself happy for anything and everything without any reason, and he has to make his soul to be presentable and admirable always to Lord, Supreme Lord, and his mind should be stable in everything. So that person is called as a stable person.
Thank you, ma'am. Nalli ma'am.
So here, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna that one has to not desire for anything. There should not be any selfish desires, and also one should learn that to get away from the cravings. If he will just crave for the selfish desires, then he has to. His mind will not be peaceful, and then he will not be happy, and this way he cannot get moksha. But for the soul who is prepared to attain moksha, he is already self satisfied with his own soul, and so he is not having any desires. He is satisfied with his soul and with everything,
Thank you,
and there
ma'am.
is no desire.
Thank you. So today we had Bhagavatam class. In that it was very interesting that a true devotee who attains Vaikunt. So what is the benefit he gets? A devotee who attains Vaikunt, what he gets? So he gets all the material happiness over there. It was so interesting that devotee will get all the precious stones, jewelries, gold, everything, beautiful clothes, and the special aerial vehicles. So all the students are telling, ma'am, this is what we want in this life. I said, see, you should not focus in this life. You should just remember Sri Krishna ji, get moksha and enjoy in Vaikunt. Over there you don't have to work anything. Everything will be by Sri Krishna ji himself. So this is the benefit if we chant the shlokas or if we get moksha. So it is very nice that the people who are running behind all this material happiness in this life on the earth, if they are focused on getting the moksha and be in the divine consciousness, they will get here as well as in the Vaikunt. So here we have to work hard to attain all these things. But in Vaikunt, everything will be gifted by Sri Krishna ji. So it is so nice. So keep chanting the shlokas, that is very important. Keep bowing down in front of Sri Krishna ji. Say that I bow down in front of you lakhs, millions of times. And offering. So all these things we have to keep doing it. So even Sri Krishna ji says that it is not easy, you will forget, but don't give up, keep trying, keep practicing again and again, and one day you will be successful.
There was a saint in Karnataka. I think his name is Purandara Dasar. So he sang one song saying that Alli ide nammane idli bandide summane in Kannada. So it means that my house is there in Vaikunta. I just came here temporary. This is temporary. So all these house and everything, whatever here is just temporary. So my actual house is there in Vaikunta.
Oh, great. Nice. That is also nice, good, positive thinking that my house belongs to Vaikunth. Good one. So this all comes through the devotion, through the love towards the Supreme Lord. Hai na? All the devotees who sing their bhajans, who create, that is a beauty that they are in so much of love with the Supreme Lord and so much of their devotion that they themselves start creating nice, nice bhajans and Vedas. So good.